So in this video we're going to look at how to draw more complex shapes in Gravit and how we can actually trace some shapes as well. Now if you use Adobe Illustrator or something like that, that comes with a thing called Live Trace, which is quite useful. Sometimes you can just get away with tracing it for you. But what I've already done is downloaded an image. I can't copy and paste images into my screen here because of it being web-based. But what I can do is File, and I can import. So I'm going to go File, Import, and choose Place Image. Okay, so like I said, I already had the image ready. Wesley, hopefully you recognize that. So we're going to choose that for upload. Now, when I look at this image, I want to make my life simple. If I look at it, it's the same image repeated around. So if I can just sort of draw 1/5 of it, then I just need to rotate that around and join all 5 pieces together. So I don't need to draw the whole thing here. What I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to sort of highlight the bit I want to draw before I do anything actually. Over here where this is screenshot, that's just the name of it. The little padlock here, I'm going to click that. Now I now can't select or move this, so as I draw over it, I'm not going to accidentally grab it and move it. So I'm going to start with a line. I'm going to draw a vertical line straight the way down through here so I can see it more easily. I'm just going to change the colour to just a bright colour that I can see easily. Okay, now I can just move that so that's more precise there. I'm going to draw another line. I'm going to go from the tip here, maybe you can always move the lines afterwards, through to the other side there. Excellent, so I've got 2 lines. So all I need to draw is this section in here. So I've just put those 2 lines there, just to make it obvious to you what I was going to draw. They won't actually be part of my drawing. Now, so I can work in more detail, I'm just going to zoom in on the area I need to. So let's just go to the zoom tool. And let's try about 200%. Excellent. So I can zoom in on this area here. So I'm going to be drawing pretty much all of this with the pen tool. Now remember, it's click, click, click for straight lines, and click and drag for curved lines or combinations thereof. The other key thing to remember is you don't have to get it right first time. You can just keep moving the thing around. So I'm going to draw this in sections. So I'm going to draw a line, click and drag, click and drag, and I'm just going to start tracing the lines around the edge, click and drag, and as I get to bits like this I'm just going to pause and then go okay. Now I want to stop drawing. I can either click on something else or I can press escape on the keyboard again so I can see this line more clearly, just in the borders, not the fills. I'm going to change that to red as well. Okay, so going over here, choosing the sub-select tool, now I can start to move things around. And I could even go over here and go, do you know what, let's go to a bit more detail. There we go. So first thing I need to do is get these lined up a bit more. So those are the anchors, and then adjusting the handles to get the shape I want. Now remember, we can add anchor points in the line if we need to. So what I'll do is I'll just add an extra anchor point here because I'm not quite able to smooth that point out. So staying on the sub-select tool, I'm just going to double click here, and that's given me another anchor point to control that there. Now the temptation sometimes when you're tracing this is to do this. So I'm going to escape out of that. I'm going to go back into the pen tool. I'm going to start drawing the inside. So from here to here is actually straight, so that's just a click, click. Now a temptation sometimes is to sort of start to do this sort of thing where you just click, and you will get a rough sort of thing by doing this, but what you won't get is a sort of smoothed out curve. So that's one way we can do it. Now at the moment, the fill, I can't see the background because this is filled with white. So I'm just actually going to turn that off so I can see through it. Just delete it like that. Okay, so I would say it is a way you can do it, but it's not that effective. So I'm actually just going to delete that. And again, I'm going to go, okay, straight line, from there to there. And what I'm looking for is sort of sections of a sort of equal radius. So I can see the radius is about the same up to there. So click and drag. Probably about there. Click, drag it around. And I'm releasing the mouse button when I'm happy with the curve. Drag. I'm probably not going to put this little notch on, to be honest. I'm going to be a little bit lazy and ignore that. Click and drag, and I'll just complete this as a shape again. Remember, delete the fill so we can see the way through. I'm relatively happy with that, to be honest. I'm just going to change a little bit down here a bit. And remember, sometimes we might just want to zoom right the way in just to get this perfect. Okay, now, if you want to zoom back out again, remember there's a keyboard shortcut you can use, which is to hold down the Control key and press 0, or the Command key if you're using a Mac. Okay, so there we go. So one of the key points here was that I downloaded the image from the internet. I saved it onto my computer. That's what downloading is. And then I went File and Import Place Image. Then I've looked at the image, I've thought about, hang on a minute, this can just be reflected. So a lot of the images you'll look at may be symmetrical or something like that. So you only need to draw half of it, and then you can start to either reflect it or rotate it. If you remember, we did that with the shield. And then lock the image. So by locking this padlock here means I can't move it. If I hadn't locked it, every time it's going to start moving all the time, and it will just start ruining everything. Okay. Remember, we make mistakes, we press Control and Z, and that gets us back to where we want to be. Okay, thanks very much. So I would like to see you doing 2 things over the next week. Those of you who already done the work on your coursework, well done. If you're stuck and you don't understand the feedback I've given you, please just put it in if you put it in the private comments bit, or just send me an email, it'll ping up on my machine and I'll get back to you.